As the Consumer Electronics Show gets underway, AI expected to be the backbone of the event once again this year. Will it also be the backbone of the market? And if so, which areas will lead this year? Well, joining us now, John Belton, portfolio manager at Gabelli Funds. Great to have you here on set. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Let's start right there with this question. 2026, AI, how does this continue to play out?
Well, I was just watching the start of Jensen Huang's keynote in Las Vegas, and first I'll say he was wearing an extra shiny leather jacket today, so I think that's a good good starting point for the year. But no, I think fundamentals for these large tech companies, NVIDIA included, remain really strong. I think in terms of the AI infrastructure build-out, it still feels early innings, and I think this year we're going to see a continuation of AI being adopted across more and more use cases by more and more end users.
I find myself in more and more conversations around industrial AI, physical AI, robotics. Right. There's an expectation that that could be a big theme here at CES this year as well. What do you think?
Well, that was a big theme last year, and I think Jensen and NVIDIA, they're always 1-2 more steps ahead of the game. They talked a lot about building a platform for physical AI developers and for robotics last year. I think that's going to continue to be a theme this year, particularly given some of the applications in autonomous driving and in various applications for robotics. I also think scientific discovery is a topic he started to talk about more and more. When I was just listening to that before coming on here, that's what he was starting to talk about. So I think those will probably be two big themes for NVIDIA and for the AI market broadly.
How do you invest in it, especially given the fact that you manage not one but several growth-focused funds?
Yeah, I mean, I still continue to like the leaders. I think there's on one hand, I like investing in the picks and shovels still. So I like the leaders at the chip layer, all the various companies coming together to create the physical infrastructure and the data center. And then I think the next thing to watch is going to be at the application layer. How does that proliferate? So right now we have agentic software as sort of a new growing theme. See if that picks up momentum this year. And then already mentioned autonomous driving, robotics, and some of the broader applications as well. So I think having some exposure across each of those layers still feels like a pretty good bet.
There's a lot of talk about the broadening out of this market and anticipation that we could see that here in 2026. How do you see it? And what does that mean from a growth-specific perspective?
It was really interesting to feel that in the second half of 2025, particularly in the fourth quarter, the market really broadened out. And, I do still think the large tech companies, the fundamental outlook is pretty strong. So this is a group, if you take the Mag 6, exclude Tesla, because that's a little bit of a different fundamental outlook. But this is a group of companies still growing revenues close to 20%, still growing earnings north of 30% last year, contributed about 70% of the S&P 500's earnings growth last year. So pretty amazing. There's an expectation, or what's being priced in looking forward is still strong fundamentals for the Mag 6, but decelerating, and a nice acceleration outside the Mag 6. So I think if that plays out, you are going to continue to see a broadening out in performance. But I do think that's a big if.